Zana knew she was in the lair of lust, and she did not want to give it. What? No, she did want to give him.
That's a shriveled up undead corpse.
I walk up to Darius, and my face looks like I'm going to help.
What about the sexy men?
Taken care of.
So how did everybody do?
I'm sure RA would love to tell the story. It was a great time.
I don't really want to talk about it.
Where?
Did you see the demon?
She was walking around. Did none of you else see her?
I walk off and I yell, "Lust, I want to make a deal."
So, my dear child, I saw you have so much fun with Dairy Boy there.
Ah, demon! I hear her speak! This demon is kind of crap.
Oh, please now. Down, girl. We made a deal.
In a helpless heap before Lust's feet, you see Zana's body crumpled up, lying unconscious on the ground. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sword Art Online Odd Season 2, Episode 25.
Woohoo!
Woo!
We made it.
We made it. We're here once again.
We did it. I don't know where here is, but we're here.
We're in a dungeon.
Dungeons are my favorite place to be.
Feeling right at home. She got a little too relaxed and dropped back down to a level 1 character. Let's go around in a circle and tell everyone who you are.
Hey, Aure should start this time.
Sure.
No. You volunteered me, so logically you have to go
Voluntold.
first.
Not volunteered. You've been voluntold to start.
I'm getting a sassy Karen look right now. The kind of look where she's like, I want to speak to your manager.
My name is Ellie, and I play RA and Fire Wings. Yay. Woo.
Woo?
Is it yay or woo?
Awahoo-ah.
You gonna keep it in. Go next.
Hi, I'm Handel. I play Ugwin, who is just letting Nugget do everything now, because Nugget.
Cousin Nugget.
He's a big nugget now.
He's a big nugget.
Maybe Ugwin will do something.
Maybe he will.
One day.
One of these days.
One day, Ugwin will be a character.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gallahan. I'm the resident Sacred Shield Paladin. It's a glorious archetype, so I can protect those I care for.
Oh, is it me?
I don't know. Who's you? Is it you?
I thought you were doing all your characters.
No, I don't do all my characters.
Okay.
I don't do all my own stuff.
Clyde sits there and Wilson's right there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you know?
Hi, I'm RL, and I play Zana, Xerxes Zion. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm currently a little low in spirits and levels right now. I don't know what to do. I negative crit on a fortitude save.
Well, we'll save that for the recap, because that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Interrupting Clyde. Hi guys, my name's Clyde. I'm the resident samurai archer cook man who does things and occasionally lands shots of arrows and damage. Yay.
Hey, you've been doing good.
I have been doing good. Thanks for the affirmation.
Would you like a sticker chart?
I would love one. We used to have one in my home refrigerator.
Gold star sticker for you.
Only one.
Well, it's one per person. I only had one.
I feel like you might have been the only one who actually had one.
No. Well, okay.
No.
I mean, we kind of shared the big family. We couldn't afford
to. Is that what your
too
parents
many
told you?
Yeah. Well, no. I saw my other sibling stickers on there. We all had different colors, but it was like a racetrack to see who could get the furthest.
Yeah.
In life?
No, like if you did a chore well, you get a sticker, and the person who gets the most stickers at the end of the week gets a prize.
Wow.
Your
Zana, I
family's
didn't
really
know
cared about it.
that you had a
you.
sticker chart that you
Crazy.
filled out.
We do that with our kids.
You have kids
the,
already?
The children with autism. No, you know I don't have real children.
No, I don't.
No, we don't.
Well,
Some
you do
people-
now.
Well,
Do we?
Do you know that?
Yes,
Do you
granted,
know
I have
that?
7 children
I
in
don't.
my little boot.
I don't know this. You could have.
This is canonical now.
You could have had a surprise adoption. Some people call it kidnapping, but surprise adoption is a much more nice name. Anyway, Snow.
Hi, guys. I'm Snow, and I play Snow in the podcast. She is the leader of the Odd Guild, alongside with her faithful wolf, Nachia.
Whoa.
Get it? Because his name is Nachia White Wolf. Anywho, yeah. We're all good here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Good job, Najia.
Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy, Nachia.
That was Nachia. I'm Wilson. I'm a cavalier. I normally ride Angus. Other than that, we just defeated Lust. That was a little trying, and everything's good. So with that being said, what do we remember?
We are still in Lust Lair because we haven't left yet.
You haven't left yet.
We have defeated Lust. I am down a couple levels.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Only like 90%. Just a few.
The viewers don't need to know that. The listeners.
They
Quack
have
off. They
video,
view our text posts.
stupidity.
They imagine it in their mind.
They can see it with their brain magic.
They view it with their brain magic. Best description.
Beyond that, Draken came down.
Oh, yeah.
Hate him.
He's your
so
guild
much.
leader. I don't know what to tell you.
Not by choice.
Must have
not
been at
for
one
long.
point.
No.
Yes.
He
How else
wasn't
would he-
always
Yeah,
guild
you
leader.
take what you can
he
get.
overthrew someone that we've
Oh,
never
well,
met
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then you kill what you don't want.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, so we're picking back up. We are in the Lair of Lust, if you would. I'm pretty sure I don't know what all of you are doing. You making camp for the night, or you just gonna plunge straight on ahead? Who needs
I would
rest?
like to. I'd like to rest. I'd like to get some sleep. Yes.
Yes.
Also, Clyde.
Yeah.
Sweetheart,
Yeah.
you might not want to sleep next to me for a while.
What? Why? Is it
Everyone just
something I
gives
said? Do I smell bad? Do I need to-
Temptation tempts
10 foot.
me.
13, 15, 7, 20 foot radius.
Well, I thought it was more along the lines of if he even hit you, you might die. So
I
Rolls
am.
over, suffocates her to death.
I'm very fragile right now, emotionally and physically, and I think it would be best if I didn't sleep next to you.
Does Clyde do sleep archery or something?
Probably how
I
he's been
just-
getting so good at this archery thing. He's probably been practicing in his sleep.
I can verify that he has not been practicing archery in his sleep.
yep, shooting blanks at all times.
Oh,
I concur. I think we should make camp. Yeah, I can start whipping up a meal if everyone wants. I could beans, lard, bacon.
Wilson, did we get the demon's blood to
Bacon?
find the exit?
I like
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did?
kinda.
Kind of?
Didn't
Kinda.
Draken show you how to seal it like a...
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, we sealed it. I have it in the map. The map says it's over that direction.
Can we go confirm that?
Sure.
Let's go.
How do you want to confirm this?
I don't know.
Stab it.
I mean, we could just walk over there and, slip a hand through, see if it goes through.
Yeah, sure. So Snow and Wilson start making their way towards the center of the lair, where Wilson is indicated there is an X on the map. Well, it kind of says it's just right here. So I don't know really what you want to do with that.
Like on the ground? On the wall?
Well, I mean, seeing as we're just standing in a vaguely open area and there's nothing but sand beneath us, I guess it would be down.
There could be an invisible wall. You don't know.
There very well could be.
Okay.
Can I shout?
Sure.
Snow! That's a tomorrow problem, not today.
Can I shout something?
Sure.
Snow, maybe you should talk to Wilson about your feelings.
Yeah, you guys have a good old chat over there.
Since you're alone now and can feel more comfortable.
What? Listen, guys, we're fine. We're just doing a little bit of exploring to find out the next course of action.
Explore your feelings.
And its next course of action.
All right, Wilson, you go ahead and check out this area. I'm gonna go back. Bye.
Yeah, I'm just gonna poke around here.
All right, so are we making up camp?
Yeah, so everyone is doing what they need. Everyone's pitching tents, rolling out sleeping bags. Clyde is currently making a fire and currently has a pot of stew over the fire where he's attempting to cook some food.
Is Draken gonna eat with us?
Probably not.
Why not?
Why would I want that peasant food?
Clyde is a fantastic cook. Do you know any other man that has... Is his cooking level maxed out?
Of course, it's maxed out for what his level is.
Do you know any other man that has a maxed out cooking level?
You know there's an entire guild
I don't quite care.
dedicated to culinary arts, right?
His food is good. Eat it. Thank you. Please.
Everyone, please roll a perception check for me.
Oh, crap.
20 total.
Oh, wait. That's still 13.
Wow, those are a lot of perception checks rolled at once.
15.
Pretty hard to miss, seeing as it's immensely audible. You hear a "Ah!" and it sounds as if Wilson was screaming, but his voice slowly starts to fade out.
He has the map.
And he fell, didn't he? God. So after hearing the scream, Snow turns around really quickly, looks back where Wilson was. Wilson?
You don't see him.
Snow.
Oh no!
I guess we're following him then.
God
Wilson's
dang
gone.
it.
Gallahan, do we feel bad about this?
Oh, very concerned, in fact.
Very concerned.
Very concerned.
Hey,
Onward.
Gellin, do you think that you can carry me on your back?
Probably.
Okay,
Up
well,
on.
I'm going to
And
stay...
he hoists you.
Oh, wow. Okay, whoa.
And
that
he
is...
kind of just like throws you over his shoulder.
I was thinking more like piggyback.
Sets
I'll
you
give
down.
you a piggyback ride.
No. See, Gallahan is Mr. Shield Man. I am very fragile right now, and I'd
He
rather
moves
be...
his shield from his tower shield from his back, carries it in front of him. Hop on, quickly.
I will hop on.
All right.
Thank you. Clyde, please don't be jealous. I love you most. This is for my protection.
Roll a
This
will save.
implies that you love other people.
No.
You're riding men.
Oh, my will is down.
Yeah.
I
Your will is down.
Summon
s-
lightning storm.
What?
No, you don't.
Why is that?
Meta.
I cast fireball. Is this your answer to everything?
Dies.
That's not what she's
No.
rolling will for.
Okay, good.
You also wouldn't know what she's rolling will.
I don't want her to die.
She's
Okay.
not gonna die.
I rolled a 6.
Plus your will.
Plus what? Plus what?
If we're following the rules, it would be a -9 to your score.
Yeah.
I have a 7 will.
We're not gonna.
It's a -9 to the roll.
The
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's
The roll would just be a
confidence?
-3.
Okay, so
So-
what
wait, wait.
happens?
Hang on. Can we clarify? Is she keeping... Because I know what you said, but statistically, that would mean she'd have to rewrite her entire character to have a level 1.
All right. I will give her the options then.
Your eyes look
Because
so
this is
weird right now.
we need to know so she can actually do the calculations.
I feel like the -9 is just easier.
I was just gonna say you can keep whatever your stats say, but you just get none of your special class abilities,
Okay.
which would effectively, I mean, the stats augmented do kind of make up a large majority, like a portion of a leveled up character, but she just wouldn't get any of her class features.
I think that's debilitating in like 100%. She wouldn't be
Is
able to
that
use
worse
Alistair.
than,
She would not be able to use Alistair at all. He wouldn't even exist right now because
Yeah, but or she could have a -9 to everything she rolls.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Quentin,
better.
She can
That-
either
that's
have a
better.
chance of
I'd
being
rather have
able
a 9.
to do
I'd-
something.
Personally,
or-
I'd rather have a -9 to
Okay.
everything I roll.
You can have a -9 to everything you roll. We'll see how that goes. All right, so you have a 4 for your will save.
Okay.
As Gallahan's rippling muscles hoist you on to his
But I'm not
backside.
attracted to Gallahan.
You are now.
He's an attractive male, and you are now.
How attractive.
Hmm?
How attractive. Describe it for us.
Quack off.
You can feel the might of his rippling muscles hoist you on top of him. You are currently riding on top of his full plate armor, glistening and shining in the evening of caves. Your character feels compelled in a romantic sense.
To...
You know.
If you don't
know.
say anything, I ain't gonna say nothing. And we're gonna say that Donna's just horny and nothing happens.
Because she has horns, not because the other kind.
No,
Air
kind of because
quotes.
What happens?
you just kind of like, as your arms are wrapped around him, you kind of just start feeling him.
nibbles at his neck.
And
Does he
kind of like nibbles on his, you kind of nibble on his ear a little bit and start whispering sweet nothings to
Right
him.
after he killed his dead wife.
Yep.
For
Yep.
the second time.
You kind of just start like
Does
groping his
Gallahan
chest.
take
oh, ma'am, pardon me. Okay, down we go. And he just kind of like,
Down, girl.
and he kind of just takes your hands and lifts you and sets you down behind him. While I find the advances immensely flattering, I do not believe
didn't-
now and or ever
I was
will be the time or place.
agree.
Callahan, I'll protect your honor.
I try.
Come here, Sana. I'll pick you up.
Can you pick me up?
I don't know. Can
I
I?
don't think you can.
Didn't she like drop a weight?
No.
Like this big mouth.
No, she didn't drop
She
weight.
didn't revert back into an infant.
I was just like it's just what I imagined. Is she shrunk?
She shrunk.
Nah. Zana
No.
is only 125 pounds.
I don't think her
can
strength.
lift
What is her strength
60.
score?
I can carry like 60 pounds.
No.
Yeah.
All right, you'll be walking.
Can I?
Well,
Okay,
technically,
I'll just walk. I'll walk with the group.
It's
I
not
was just trying to get
deadweight.
some protection.
Yeah. So as you all start making your way, walking over to where Wilson was last seen, you all see that the open area where he was standing is now a hole.
Oh, God.
It seems as if he was poking around and the sand beneath him fell through.
Hey, Snow, your boyfriend, the big dumb.
He's not my boyfriend, first off. Second off, oh, God.
Snow, is he a boy? Is he your friend? Your boyfriend, the big dumb.
He's a male compatriot.
mailman.
Zana,
The male.
by the way, when those two words are combined, they mean something different than when they're not combined into one general term.
I don't know. She's kind of vague on that aspect.
Oh.
So it was like client's heart.
If it wasn't caught on mic, the puppy just whined.
As well with RA.
Hey, you a weird thing.
Yeah?
I can't look at you right now because you're too alluring to me right now. I have bad impulse control right now because of
We'll save.
ooh,
You're at a -9.
well, it's a 20 minus 9, so 11.
11. Yeah, no. As you start explaining your lack of impulse control, you immediately start drooling a little, and literally go and rush and tackle Clyde.
I jump in the pit.
Zana, we don't. I was about to say, Zana, we don't have time for this. And Snow jumps in the pit.
All
as
right,
soon
two
as
of you
Ruben
jump
does.
in the pit. Great.
Nugget
I
follows.
grab
Nugget follows.
Zana by
Hey,
tail
ow,
and start trying to
ow! Ow!
get off of him.
Stop!
Get in the
I
hole.
will try to
Get in the hole.
stop. I have low
Damn
HP
it, Zana.
right now. I have low HP right now, and that tail
Then
is
get up. I will pull this off.
I would,
Cautiously.
dude. You are like the worst kind of cock block in the entire world.
Thank you.
Did Snow already jump down?
As my mother always said, abstinence is the best policy. Away we go.
Can I survive this?
Gallahan scoops you up by the waist and jumps down with you.
Ah!
Oh, wait. Oh, I think I'm supposed to be protecting that. And
That.
Reach out and like grab Clyde's hand and kind of like help
Yeah,
him
you
up
help
and,
him
like,
up and he
pat him on the
stands.
back. It's like
all
it's
right,
okay,
we should get going for him. And Clyde goes to jump down the hole. Do you follow?
I take out the parchment.
Are you going to stay up here for a little bit?
Everyone's gone, right?
Yeah, everyone's
And
jumped down
I
the hole.
opened it up. It's a perfect time. See, they can't climb back up the hole.
It's very true. Okay, great.
Perfect time.
Do you sign
I
it?
cast overland
No, I'm just
flight.
going to read it.
Okay.
Because I can read Infernal.
All right, so it's kind of hard to read, but roll a wisdom dice plus wisdom modifier for me, please, real quick. I want to see if you can recall something and intuitively infer.
29. No, sorry. 19 plus 5.
That's still pretty good.
24.
24. Okay, phenomenal, actually. Your linguistics was bad. You were able to pick up sparse words here and there that you recognized, couple of phraseologies involving willing participants, termination of contract, and you did see something about a mortal soul in there. Between the words that you were able to find and the previous conversations, which you recall having had with the Queen, you can infer that this contract would give you a myriad of fantastic buffs, including buffs to your charisma modifier and any diplomatic and or compulsory effects and or skills, but at the cost of you will be heavily tempted to indulge yourself in the cardinal sin which is related to the contract, that being lust. And if you fall prey to doing so, you will then become a host for Lust the demon itself. But as long as you resist temptation, you'll be perfectly fine and just be given the buffs.
Not metagaming. Not metagaming. Zana's fine. But RL, oh, she worried right now.
I'm not worried. I am worried.
I'm not worried. I'm worried.
I'm very worried.
Zana can't be worried because Zana don't know. But RL, yeah.
I'm thinking about my character's future right now.
I'm gonna die.
Kermit the Frog. I didn't know you had input on this matter.
I'm gonna die.
Do I perceive anything interesting about the willing participants, blank, 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 word I don't understand, immortal soul, break of contract part of that? Like maybe a loophole?
Right. So, from what you can tell,
I have wisdom. I'm apparently wise.
apparently very wise.
It's not logically.
So, the contract is null and void if either participant dies, as well as... So, effectively, you can prolong the contract so long as you desire. You can terminate it if you resist it long enough. So, effectively, if you ever want... You have to keep the temptation in order to keep the benefits. If you refute the temptation, you can scorn the benefits and refute them as well in order to make the temptation stop. But in order to maintain the benefits, you must maintain the temptation. So you can cancel it arguably at any time.
All right, I put it back, stick it in my inventory, and I jump in the hole.
Great. Now that everyone hasn't rested.
I really hope it's slow.
It's literally your fault.
Okay, no. I expected we would look to the entrance to the next area after a day's break.
Yeah, so did I.
That's what I thought.
I was just going to check to see if it was there. And then somebody had to make the character embarrassed, so she didn't want to go over
Not my
and hang out with
fault.
him. But no, people got to shout things too loud for characters who are shy.
I said that
I
it was
didn't
a
mean romantic
tomorrow
feelings.
problem.
I just meant you're having conversation. I just said it.
That's embarrassing
badly.
for the character. That's embarrassing for the character.
My character's not very
We know.
good.
Don't worry.
Apparently you're very wise, though.
Just not the good kind of wisdom, not the application of that wisdom.
All right. So as you all jump down, you plummet a sizable distance, but you land on a very soft pit of sand from the previous floor. Before you, outstretched, is a massive throne room, larger than even that of Castle Remedolv.
Oh, gosh, dang it.
Golden chandeliers hung from the ceiling illuminate the grandeur of the establishment, supported by thick marble pillars and donned with a lush red carpet which runs down the center walkway, either side of which you can see mantelpieces with various trophies, spoils of war, and what look like to be severed heads of presumably the inhabitants' victims. Under the mantelpiece of which there are massive wooden doors, dozens on either side. Yet through the glamour and the adornments, the natural flow of the room pulls you in a form of linear progression directly down the center walkway, at which, at the end, you see the crowning jewel of the throne room, the throne. Sat upon this decorated and cushioned 9-foot-tall golden throne, you see sat before you a gloriously regal figure. A tall and muscular man with luscious styled hair and a strong jaw decorated in full golden armor and a flowing red cape. He's the pinnacle of the royal aspect set before you, and only the sight of which breaks the fantastical visage are the two thick red horns protruding from his skull and the vibrant red eyes which currently observe you.
Dad?
He's a dragon!
What?
That's not what was described at all.
You're not down here yet.
Maybe.
Yeah, he jumped through the hole.
Oh,
She said she jumped through the hole just a
okay.
little later.
Gosh, dang it.
Gold everywhere?
You know who
You
this
want to
is.
shout that louder, though?
He's a dragon.
She whispers to herself.
She whispers softly to herself.
Gallahan, you know who this is.
I'm very well aware.
Brian.
Lucifer?
What?
No.
Gallahan, shh.
Listen.
That's not Lucifer, that's a dragon.
That's my dad. Look, we met.
Demon spawn?
Shh, guys. Bring your voices down.
Why?
Again.
And like two notches down.
Wilson.
The man's already
Wilson.
staring
Yeah.
at us.
Oh, sorry. You're kind of standing on my side.
Oh, excuse me. I landed with perfection. It was,
Yep, you're very precise landing.
well, crap.
This is Pride, as we can see. Very nice.
Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome all of you.
are we welcome here?
Absolutely.
Really?
Please, stay. Enjoy yourselves. Indulge yourselves in the grandeur of my throne.
Okay.
And you see the large man in full golden armor raise from his seat and start motioning towards you with his very large hand.
Oh, wait. I'm going to need to roll a will save. Oh, thank God. That's 18 plus 7, which even with a minus,
Mine's only a 15.
that's a 15. Would I be able to resist the urge to walk over to him?
No, you are compelled to run at him immediately. Luckily, Gallahan is holding you by the waist.
Thank God, because I would definitely want to, well...
Jump them demon
Donna.
bones.
What? No. Well, yes, but no.
I kind of just like shuffle behind Gallahan so that I can't be seen.
It has reference image for all of you players.
Oh, yes, please. So I can imagine... Tom Ellis, oh...
Lucy!
That is Tom Ellis, one
that
hunk
Oh,
of a
I love
man
him.
of...
He can play the piano.
Gosh, dang it.
He's so funny.
GM, I was already... Oh, God. GM. Why do you have to make these characters so hard? My imagination is too imaginative for this. You're
So is he,
making my
like,
fantasies come true. I get to
bigger?
talk
Yes.
to Tom Ellis.
So he, proportionally scaled, he's...
Trigon type.
Yes,
Yeah.
like absolutely. He's 9 foot tall with red demon
I didn't
horns
see it.
protruding, but absolutely massive and muscular, wearing full plate gold armor with a luscious red flowing cape.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The reference
I didn't see
image is definitely... Yeah, man. Gosh dang it. Zana. Oh, I'm so scared.
Quickly, everyone, arm yourselves. Defend thy person. There's a demon in our midst.
Stop, Gallahan. He
kinda
just welcomed you. You're being like high-key rude. Wow.
What a beautiful
Ah.
place you got here.
Oh, the adornments of its grandeur are truly immaculate, I must say.
Can I try to wiggle out of Gallahan?
Yeah, you can roll an escape artist check.
Ah.
Out of -9.
Ooh, I'm getting good rolls, but still at a -9. But my escape artist is really good. 13 plus 17, 30 minus 9, 21.
Luckily for you, no.
I peek out from behind Gallahan and I say, I would go so far as to say I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. It's the most beautiful thing ever.
I'm certain you haven't. There's nothing quite as grand as this establishment, one that has been refined and adorned by myself for eternity.
I can't help but notice your horns. I have our horns too. Are you my dad?
Beauty child, do not sully my good name with the reference of yourself. You could not even imagine coming close to the heights of my grandeur.
Oh, so you've never gotten laid? Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
My spawn would not be as meager and pitiful as you.
Ooh.
He's got a good point.
I need to roll a will save not to cry. That's 19. That's almost, I'm rolling really well.
It's just your mind.
17.
You're-
Not to cry.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to maintain your composure, but it cuts deep. It hits on a personal note.
Mm.
A very personal note.
Okay.
I think your special's on it.
Okay.
Hard to argue with that.
Oh, Gwen.
I just realized, where's Magnus?
Whee!
Where is Magnus? Oh, he must not have come down the pit.
The dragon ate him.
I don't know if he can make that jump.
Ahem. This is Lucifer, right? Ahem.
Yeah, that's what we've kind of been told.
All right. Oh, mighty Lucifer. Surely in your grandeur and amazing abilities and skills and talents, you would not be able to bring the horse down from upstairs. Oh.
Is a horse down there?
And you see Magnus. He was but a mere 150 feet. But a small task, trivial in nature.
Oh,
Small.
You are indeed mighty and great.
Okay. I can do this. If he can do stuff like that, maybe he can. This is on a tour in inner self monologue. If he can do something like that, maybe he can get all these negatives off me. Okay. Ooh.
Probably have to make a deal, Donna.
Gallahan, put me down, please.
Are you sure I can trust you?
Yes.
Sets you down.
I
Make a will save.
kneel.
Yeah,
And
make a will
kind
save.
of-
Yeah. Don't look at him. Don't
Who?
look at him.
Who?
You know who?
Oh.
The demon.
I will
Mhm.
avert my gaze as to show respect.
Oh, there you go.
Mighty Lucifer, the most
Blasphemy! You cannot bow down before a demon.
amazing of all the 7 deadly sins.
Well, at least she's right.
Would you be able to... How do I word this? Oh, God, how do I word this?
Don't
Again,
worry, your request has already been granted. Go through your door.
What?
And he motions to the left-hand side of the room.
What happens when I go through the door?
You die.
That might be better for the party at this point.
Each of you, I have gifts. Grand gifts. All you must do is go through your door.
What happens when we go through the door? Are you just giving these freely like Santa?
There are but few stipulations, please. There is but a mere understanding to be had.
Yo, Snow.
Huh?
Not gonna lie, I'm pretty tempted to go through that door.
I'm not sure what he wants. Why?
Will that I'm just gonna straight up ask, will that remove all of my negatives?
Each one of these rooms will have an introspective experience, tailored to the individual. There is merely a lesson to be learned. Once you figure out the purpose of the lesson and make improvements, you may all regather, and you will find yourselves better than when you left, maybe even worthy.
So it's like a trial.
May I ask a question of you, Great One?
With such flattery, indulge me.
I propose a question.
Yes, you've just done that. What an astute observation.
Well,
That was
surely I
your
am
one
not
question.
nearly as intelligent as you.
That would be an understatement.
I completely agree with you. But it is interesting to consider, could you defeat yourself? Surely there is no match for you, so the only logical conclusion would be to face yourself.
And yet I have no need for such a thing.
Well, surely not.
But rather, indulge me. Come and challenge me.
I don't want to
If you
challenge
dare.
you.
I
or-
would not dare challenge you.
If you are wise, join my ranks.
Is that what going through the door does?
I am not worthy of that.
Nonsense of all of this. We must charge and attack at once.
Gallahan, but done that.
And Gallahan
Gallahan.
goes to run towards Lucifer.
Can I
Unless
try?
anyone is stopping him.
I
Gallahan.
jump in front of him. He would have to trample and kill me to go further.
Huh?
He would have to
His
trample
feet?
me to keep going. I jump in front of him. He would have
Okay,
to barrel through me and kill me or something.
Nonsense, woman. What have you for defense of this demon?
Gallahan, I'm not defending the demon. I'm defending you. Stop for a second. Just stop and think. We do not know what this thing does.
It's a demon. It
It
dies
doesn't-
by my sword.
Gallahan, please. Just
Can Zana go through her door? Wait, I'm gonna need to roll a will to not go through the door because if it's
Go for it.
why do I keep saying I need to roll will for things? I know.
don't
I don't know. You can just walk through the door if
You
you want
could
to
just
roll.
choose.
If you, the person, wish to walk through that door, you may.
I feel
He points, and
Would Zana
below
go
a mantle of trophies and severed heads, you see there a thick wooden door, and above, in runic writing inscribed, flaming red, Zana.
no.
in runic writing?
she can read it in runic
Runic writing.
writing.
It looks
Is
cool.
it just fancy?
Yo, Snow, I think this door seems pretty promising. I mean,
Should we really split up, though, guys?
do you want to come with me, Clyde?
Not particularly. I mean, you should probably be kept safe, if anything. But I don't know, guys. I don't know about splitting up the party again. Last time that happened, we all kind of fought a bunch of demons and probably had bad experiences.
Oh, great. Lucifer, can we have a group door?
Group door.
We are
door.
trembling, just incapable creatures. We feel safer in packs.
Your group has too many flaws to number. One said challenge could not befall all of you.
Challenge. You challenging
What-
me?
What do these challenges consist of?
As I said, it would be an introspective experience.
And what about the safety of our compatriots?
Is rest assured.
Oh,
Nothing will harm you.
Oh, really?
Sense motive.
Yeah, also sense motive.
Yeah.
I'm at a negative
You're at a
9,
negative
whatever.
9.
It's only a 15.
Oh, it's 15 for me for sense motive.
Do you roll sense motive too? Yeah. What'd you
We
get?
have to kill
9.
ourselves.
9 total?
9.
Wild.
We harm ourselves.
All of you find the demon's words ambiguous and, given the circumstances, somewhat untrustworthy. It's unclear whether he would be telling the truth. You are inclined to believe him, but given the circumstances, find it unlikely all the same. But Gallahan chimes in. Well, I don't like to admit it. I feel like there's an inkling of truth in his words.
Gallahan. I'm gonna go through this door now. He says I won't die.
Okay, Zana, wait. Okay.
Wait.
And she opens
God.
the door and
Do I hear her say wait?
do perception check.
Oh, crap.
You are opening the door and currently stepping in as we speak.
No.
No, you do not. With a 4 base roll -9, even your perception will not save you. You are too entranced walking through your door.
Okay, walk through my door. Hopefully this helps me. I really do hope or else everybody gonna have to say goodbye to Santa.
All right.
Shall you follow after your compatriot and do likewise? There are great gifts set before all of you. Trophies to be collected.
When in doubt, do nothing.
Snow, what should we do?
Nothing.
I'm going to perception check and just like look at all the doors that are there.
Mhm.
Okay. 23.
You see doors with inscribed on them flaming letters with each one of your party's members' names. But you're counting them, and you see Snow, you see Zana, you see R.A., you see Ugwin, you see Clyde, Wilson, and Gallahan. That's it.
I look back at the party. I'm looking at everybody.
Snow, you think it's really best to split up like this?
I'm counting who's there.
You see all 7 of you. Missing the one most recent recruitment. You don't see Draken, who would have made the 8th.
Something's wrong here, guys.
Yeah, we're kind of facing a demon.
Nope, there were 7 of us.
Yeah, there are 7 of us.
There've always been 7 of us.
Where's Draken, guys?
Who's that?
Draken, your guild leader. The guy who
No,
constantly insults
that's our
all of
guild
us.
leader. Hi, Ugwin.
Draken's missing.
That hasn't happened yet.
Snow, what do you think he's still up on the last floor?
I'm not really sure we should care.
I mean, yeah, we kind of have our own problems to deal with here.
I'm aware, but why?
Maybe he's just waiting till the boss is really low and to come in and get the last hit and snipe all the glory and best loot.
Ugh,
Sounds probably like him.
He probably would do that.
But
All
you
right.
can't go into other people's doors, can you?
I mean, none of us have tried, so we wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
Well, then I
anyone-
suppose
we're-
someone should try.
Oh, I'll volunteer. Zana's kind of a level 1, and I feel like I'm inclined to protect her.
Be careful.
In
Clyde.
I can just hear them high-fiving at a long distance right now based on that joke, Clyde. I can hear you guys high-fiving. It's terrible.
And Clyde attempts to walk up to Zana's door. As he reaches the entranceway, you see Zana's name in the runic script glow a blazing red, and all of a sudden there's a barrier made of fire, a wall almost, which is opaque and you can see through, but nothing can pierce, and as he tries to put his hand through, scorches him.
No, that's magic fire. It hurts a lot. That's, 3rd-degree burn.
3rd-degree burns.
You ever stick your hand in fire?
His fingertips are gone. His fingers are gone. You can only see bone.
2nd-degree burns?
2nd-degree burns. He's blistering.
Yeah.
Complete
Stick your
blisters.
hand in fire?
I don't
Skin
think
is
there'd
raw.
even be burns. You just took
Sticking
damage.
your hand in fire?
Video game.
Give him a 1st degree.
I mean, you don't have an eye.
You don't have an eye.
I guess he kind of has to.
I don't
take-
know.
Oh, 2nd-degree burns. Don't stick your hand in fire, guys. We gotta get some cold water.
You need more than cold water for that, Clyde.
Well, do you have any medical ointment?
You need ice. You need rest. And you need bandages.
I have ice and bandages.
Do them all.
And he starts going into his pack, and you see him wrap his hand in ice and bandages.
He wraps his hand in ice?
Yep.
God, this is why Quentin is not in the medical
He
field.
goes and directly applies ice to his skin and
Wait,
tries
to
wrapping it
blister
there.
No. You cannot do that.
You
do
put
not do that.
ice on blistering
That
skin?
is what he is attempting to
No,
do right now.
Don't do that.
Do you interrupt him?
Yes.
Okay, so you stop him and you knock the ice out of his hand.
What? I was just listening to what you told me to do. You said put ice on it.
Do you want frostbite? Do you want to lose your fingers?
No, I like my fingers. I need them to cook.
Wrap the fingers first.
Okay.
Then you can apply ice. Weak man.
It really hurt. I'm sorry. You tried getting your hand burned.
You chose that.
That's Clyde, not
That's Clyde.
You chose that.
Why'd you look at me?
I don't know. They all sound the same. I'm Hugh Jackman deaf.
I don't
I
know
would
what that
recommend-
means.
I would recommend sticking to your assigned doors, though it is mildly amusing to see you attempt.
All right.
Shall the games begin, ladies and gentlemen?
I guess we'll have to let the games begin.
Well, there's always the other options now that you're forgetting.
What is it, Galahad?
We kill the demon!
Yeah, I'm kind of on board
Callahan,
with
I
that.
don't think we can.
Well, I mean, alright, the game was kind of designed to be beaten, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it
We
might
beat
not
the
be
other ones.
beaten in the same way.
It doesn't stop us from trying. We can figure that out later.
But it's also like we couldn't brute force our way through Alani's temple. This might be a puzzle level.
Also, Gillian, do we really want to risk the lives of our compatriots?
Well, we strategically advance. Not to do so to die, but to do so to find out what it is that we need to do.
But we don't know
Anyone?
we don't know what's going to happen if Zana's already gone through that door. We don't know where she's going to come out from.
If we kill
She's-
him, she may be stuck there forever.
But do we want to split the party again? Seems like a bad idea.
It's already happened. Not much we can do about it.
Yeah, I can't go and get Sana as much as I feel like she's gonna probably die because demons, but
I'm at a loss. I honestly do not know what to do. I'm sorry.
Gallahan,
Yeah.
charge.
Onward! Charge!
And you see as Gallahan is running down the center aisle, and he's going past pillar by pillar by pillar until eventually he reaches the pillar directly in front of Pride's throne, and on which you see the floor there is a red and a runic writing.
Gallahan, stop it. Stop.
Onward!
No, Gallahan, wait, there's writing on the floor. Stop. Read
The ancient
writing.
runes begin to glow red, and up forth from them, rising, comes a scorching wall of flames, in which he is caught up in and bounced backwards, but still takes damage. Being scorched by the flaming hot rays of the wall, he is propelled backwards.
Okay. Protective barrier, kind of debilitating.
I rush over and I tried to do something.
You tried to do something.
What do you try to do?
Summon lightning storm.
I cast fireball.
Cast fireball.
All right,
And I
so
strike
you're
him to heal him.
Okay, great.
It does not that much healing. You have a better...
Infernal hellfire. Precisely.
Heavenly fire.
You go to strike him with fire from the sky as you summon your lightning storm, and you see the firebolt crack from the sky and does indeed heal him. But interestingly enough, while your flames eventually dissipate, it seems as if Gallahan is still being perpetually burned by these ominous red flames. You see him outstretch his hand, which then begins to glow, and he is attempting to heal himself.
26.
So you see as his health bar was damaged, you managed to heal him,
But it's still doing...
but the fiendishly red fire is still burning towards his armor. He does manage to outstretch his glowing hand and looks as if he's attempting to heal himself, and eventually the fire dissipates.
That's some devilish stuff, if I do say so myself.
Okay, Gallahan.
Oh, I'll be fine. Maybe you were right. Brute force does not seem to be the way, unless we can find a way through this protective barrier.
You okay?
Onward! Pfft. Ow! Maybe not onward.
Maybe backwards.
All right. As much as I don't like doing this, guys, we're going to have to split up and search for clues.
Split up, gang.
Okay, Kermit the Frog.
It's not
All right.
Kermit the Frog.
Like Pedo Elmo.
That's even worse. It's just my tensing my neck, boys.
As Snow says this, her hand is outstretched, and she goes to presumably reach for her door.
Yes.
So you make your way up to the door immediately to the right of Lucifer, which you see has inscribed upon it your name, Snow. So yeah, on the right-hand side, in descending order, it would be Snow, R.A., Zana, and on the other side, there's Wilson, Ugwin, Clyde, Gallahan, on the opposite side. So, because she entered the door first, we will start with Zana.
Yay, I hope I don't die. I don't like the face you just made, GM. You're just like, well, whatever happens, you know? So what does happen?
You are perplexed, at the very least, for your surroundings are completely jarring. You find yourself in what seems to be New York City, on a bustling street corner with numerous individuals surrounding you. Everyone, the hustle and bustle of the city, cars driving by and everything. Everything looks just as you remember it.
Do I smell stuff?
You smell everything. Everything from the street. The booze, the cigarettes, the falafel streetcar vendors down the corner.
Yep, that's New York. What the quack is going on? What?
And almost as you blink, everything slowly fades to gray.
Whoa. Oh my god, I'm going colorblind.
Everything was very vibrant and full of color and life, but now everything is in a monotone picture, and as you open your eyes after just but a mere blink, a mere moment has passed, all of the people have seemingly disappeared.
Yo, this is trippy. Can I perception walk around?
Sure.
That's not a good perception. That's a 13 perception with the -9.
You intuitively pass through these streets as you have done for the majority of your life, walking down and parsing through, going down block by block. You make your way through these streets, but you feel an unsteady feeling behind yourself, almost as if you're being followed or watched.
I will look behind. Do I see anything? Look behind myself.
Nothing but the washed backdrop of New York City in a plain stone gray pigment.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This is not what I was expecting when he said, like, trial. I thought it was gonna be some sort of puzzle. I guess I am puzzled. And now I'm talking to myself. I wish Alistair was here. Well, I don't know what to do. Let's just walk around. We'll just walk around. It's okay.
So as you momentarily turned around to look behind you due to the unsteady feeling, you go to correct yourself and walk down the current path. But as you straighten your head and look back in front of you, there's a shadowy figure in front of you.
Oh, God. Oh.
It is formless, but humanoid, seemingly.
I'll wave at it.
And it stands motionless.
That's freaky. I don't like that. Are you going to kill me? I will ask the shadow creature.
And yet there is no response.
Are you lonely? I'm a little lonely too right now. And a little bit freaked out. That's okay. Deep breaths. I'm okay. So I don't know whether you're gonna kill me or not, so I turn invisible. Can I turn invisible? Oh God, can I turn invisible? Can I not do that?
As you will yourself to do, as you have done many times, you fade into invisibility.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna check is it still New York?
Yeah, it's still very much New York. The same New York you remember.
Can I try going to a donut shop or something?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Don't you laugh at me. What the quack am I supposed to do?
You navigate the streets as you've done many times before until eventually you find yourself and you go to walk around and pass the shadowy figure. You take a moment to turn behind you as you second guess having seen it in the first place and notice that it is gone.
Oh, great. Well, it doesn't know where I am, so that's the important part.
Correcting your vision to look back in front of you, you see another shadow figure, but 10 feet in front of you.
Oh, God.
And you notice another one on the opposite side of the street.
Oh, God. Oh, no. What am I supposed to do? Are they people? Are you okay? Are these the souls of the damned?
You decide to follow your innate instinct, knowing that because New York City is but a grid pattern, there's more than one way to get to the donut shop. So instead of going straight ahead where there's a shadow creature, you instead bank a left, going down the next block. As you turn the corner, though, you see 5 more shadow figures, all standing in the middle of the road.
Oh, God, there's a lot of them.
You slowly back up, retracing your steps. Slowly but surely, as to not to disturb them, you walk backwards until eventually you see a swirling black mist around you.
Oh, well, they quacking know where I am. I guess that wasn't helpful at all.
And you see, as it appears you stepped backwards too far and ended up stepping into one of them. And you are currently inside a shadowy figure.
I will step out and apologize.
And yet there is no response.
I'm sorry.
You turn to face him and you look around him to see if there's any movement whatsoever, but while you do not see him move, you see 10 more shadow figures behind him, all occupying the same roadway that you just came from, that you never saw before.
God, how many of these things are there? They gotta know where I am. Either that or I turned invisible and now they're sending out a search party. I don't really know what to do. Not gonna lie. Can I roll a wisdom?
Sure, roll a wisdom.
Oh, hold on. 14.
All right. As you stand there perplexed in front of the creature, you notice slowly it outstretches its arm and puts it on your shoulder.
It's gonna be flashbacks to us. I'll do the same. Put a hand on its shoulder.
And your hand but passes through it.
I'll hover over its shoulder.
But you very much feel its cold touch, chilling your bone, feeling very material, and yet whenever you attempt to touch it, you phase through.
You good there, buddy?
His hand remaining on your right side, you feel a similar chill touch on your left.
Oh God, is there another one?
And you turn around to see that there is another shadowy figure standing to your left, and more seemingly swarming you, as they are creeping out of alleyways and crawling through windows. They slowly start to surround you.
Oh God, well that's New York for you. You stretch out your hand to one weirdo, and all the rest of them come towards you. Nothing's changed. Gosh darn it. Well, now I don't know what to do.
They're slowly grouping around you, coming in closer.
Well, it looks like I can't
And
really
closer.
escape them.
Innately, you try and run, I would assume.
Do I try to run?
Do you?
Is there even a way to run away?
As the two are currently touching you, you feel a chilling, sharp pain in either shoulder. You take 2 damage.
Pain?
Pain.
Then I will run away. Do I have to roll for that?
You roll an escape artist just to see.
That's not
Pain, you say?
Yeah, pain.
bad. Ooh.
2 damage.
Oh no, I run.
Being surrounded, that's fine.
15?
You manage to duck out of the way, quickly dodging in between the two, and you start running down the street and find yourself running down an alleyway, hoping to find that there is an exit, for you saw no shadow creatures down here. But as you are running down this street path, you feel as a cold hand grabs you by the leg. It seems outstuck from behind a trash can, and it slowly grabs you. Please roll a reflex save. Actually, acrobatics.
Good roll. Plus 10. 17 plus 10, 27. Minus 9, 18.
So though you felt grabbed by a hand and it trips your foot up slightly, you are maintaining to stumble and continue running down the path, and you keep going. As you quickly turn around, you see that there is about a horde of 3 dozen of these shadowy figures running.
Running? They're moving?
They're all moving now, running all behind you.
Can they? I am invisible. They can see me.
And you see through the various rooftops and emergency stairwells and windows, other creatures are making their way down, trying to cut you off at the pass before you make your way through the alley.
So I know that invisibility for some reason isn't doing stuff, but if I cast blur, that means attacks miss subject by 20% of the time.
Mhm.
So that if two tries to attack me, that'll help. So I'm gonna cast blur on myself.
Okay.
And then try to keep running. So I am an invisible blur trying to run away.
I'm a blur.
So even if
blur.
they do try to attack me,
I'm a blur.
You bolt out of this faded, muted alleyway and break back into a regular street side where you find the sun is a blistering white, as there's no pigment or hue to it, but just a stone-cold gray. And you, momentarily blinded by the flash of brightness and dazzled, you turn and see before you, surrounding in the square you're currently in, there's nothing except dozens of shadowy figures all around.
Can I shout towards them?
Sure.
Don't hurt me, please.
She has so nicely. Roll diplomacy.
Please.
Ooh.
Diplomacy is by far, hands down, your best stat after getting buffed by lust. This is probably the one thing that might have done something. And yet your innate dice roll is a negative crit. They come encroaching upon you closer, slowly but surely.
Can I try to charm person?
You could try.
Would I try to charm person the whole crowd, or
That would be charm person mass. You can only charm person one target at a time.
I will try to charm person the closest one towards me.
Okay.
And I just roll for that. Because that's an 8
Joke's on
roll.
you, it's not a person.
Oh, quite know. You said a humanoid figure. So I get a charm person. Boom.
So you turn around you where you see literally dozens of shadowy figures charging at you, running down this alleyway.
They running?
They're running. You turn and you charm person one of them, and it seems as if of your charm turns around and tries to attempt to stop and grab onto some of the other shadowy figures. You see him straight up go and try and punch one of them and tackle him to the ground, but amidst all of that, all the other shadow figures turn around and begin kicking him in the alleyway and run past him, leaping over, going directly over him and charging straight directly at you.
Jerry! Jerry, I didn't even know you.
Are you?
Can
are
I
you not
try to-
curious of
Am
who
I
they are?
able to try to diplomacy again? Hopefully. Am I?
So there are dozens of them around you.
Yes.
What would you like to do? Real quick.
Just yell stop,
Diplomacy your
please,
stuff.
or don't hurt me. Stop, please. Gosh dang it! I was getting such good rolls on my dumb will saves, and then now that it actually matters, I'm getting trash rolls. 18? Stop, please. I said please.
While a few of them momentarily stagger and seem to heed your command, that is but a mere meager percentage of the number of them that are currently coming after you.
Maybe you should find out who they are.
Well, you know what? I tried to be nice. And they're just...
So finally, after you beckon this last command, stop, please, they seem to surround you and overwhelm you, and all of them slowly begin grabbing onto you with their cold and
Stop
clammy
it.
hands.
Stop it. No, stop. Yeah, that's my chubby arm.
As opposed to her other arm.
Which
That
is
is-
apparently not chubby? Question mark. That's really
Maybe I
disturbing.
gotta be prideful. Maybe I gotta be, because that's pride. It's pride. Maybe I gotta be prideful and not say please, although that's rude.
As you feel their cold and stinging grasp slowly clutch around you, you feel them start to overwhelm you as they begin to pile on, and there are literally dozens of them grasping and overwhelming you. You fall
I
yourself.
thought I could pass through them.
Do you attempt to do anything? Are you struggling?
I don't want to fight them. That's rude. And I'm above that. Pride.
Roll a perception check for me real quick.
And I'm above that.
Do not crit on your perception.
My ears.
A 2. A 2. A 2. Entire 2 tears are streaming down your face.
That's a total of 13%. Oh, look, it's a 20.
Your vision almost crystal clear between the shadowy figures, while the rest of the world seemed dazed and not quite clearly depicted. You see 2 individuals very clearly outlined. Nothing like the shadow creatures you've seen before. These are very well depicted and quite understandably human.
Okay.
What appears to be one cloaked individual in all black attire running through the rooftops, and you see as they seem to throw something, and suddenly before you, a layer of the shadow creatures touching you suddenly vanish, poofing and disappearing. You hear clink and clatter on the ground, which seem to be little needles fall before you. Down through the center of the street, you see an elegantly cloaked mage with long flowing hair snap her fingers, and suddenly an entire line of them disappear.
Is that Draken and the Queen? What the? Oh, what the quack? What the quack? Whoa, okay.
Roll
Can I
another
try?
perception check real quick.
That's much better. 17.
Real quick, did you say you wanted to do something?
I was just gonna try and get up if I was down on the ground.
So whenever you attempt to struggle or strike one of them, you phase through them almost unable to do anything in retaliation, but yet you still feel this immense pinning force and you can still feel their grasp around you. But through all of this, you still are able to perceive that though the one figure on the rooftops jumping from side to side is masked, you can clearly see that it looks almost identical to the other person standing in the street square. And both of them look like you.
Oh, what the quack? I look hot.
Roll the Wilson.
No. I'm not sexually attracted to myself.
The mage standing in the street sides raises her hands, and suddenly you see black tendrils and spikes almost come out from the walls and go and stab a number of the shadow creatures, all of them dissipating. The one from the rooftop jumps down from side to side, bearing 2 daggers out and slicing all of them, going in a straight line, taking out dozens of them as she runs.
Well, they me.
And suddenly, though still restrained by the cold grasp, you slowly feel alleviated, and the mist dissipates, and so does the entire scene as it fades to black.
Am I blind right now?
There is but a spotlight shined upon you, barely illuminating a perfectly dark void.
Okay. Well, that was an experience. Am I supposed to learn something from this, Pride? Is this supposed to teach me a lesson that, only I can save myself? Hello?
All right, so who wants to go next? We'll leave her at that. Anyone? Volunteers?
I volunteer as tribute.
All right. You walk through your door.
What do I see?
Before you lies, once again, a very familiar scene. You find yourself recalling, almost as a flashback, a night not too long ago. You find yourself in the Queen's Forest at night.
Do I see my bathtub?
That's the focus.
You quickly open your inventory and realize that your bathtub is still there.
I obviously take it out and I put it down.
Okay, you put your bathtub down in the middle of the Queen's Forest, and above the canopy you can see the midnight starry sky.
I get in it and I look up and I gaze at the beautiful sky.
All right, you go to gaze at the beautiful sky. Roll a perception check for me.
20.
Through the windscape, it is difficult, as all the trees are somewhat swaying, and everything is melded into the one in the dark and evening moonlit night. But you hear the faint rustling of something as it seems to almost slither its way through the forest floor, and you feel as if, though the tree branches are moving through the windscape, something is still about in the canopy.
Please don't be a carnivorous tree.
So you find yourself curled up in a ball in your bathtub, hands overhead, muttering to yourself. As slowly a tendril makes its way, wringing itself up through the bathtub, and you can see reaching over the rim, there seems to be a viney tendril. And you feel one touch the back of your shoulder, even though you saw one in front of you, and it slowly starts to climb down your body.
Do not turn this into a hentai, I'm just saying.
Hentai? I'm not naked. I'm just cowering like a coward.
I don't
That
shower
I am.
naked. I'm not a perv. I don't shower
There's
naked.
no water in the tub. It's like a comfort blanket.
Comfort tub.
I stand up and I look to see if there are more of them around or like what's going on.
You
I try.
quickly stand up. Yes, it's
Okay.
not holding you down. It falls very limp and flops. The vine flops in the tub, but you see that you are actually surrounded by viney tendrils as they're all crawling about the forest floor. You can also see that there are glints of red eyes within the treetops as there are small figures jumping around.
Can I see what they are at all?
They seem to be small creatures made of a natural foliage, but are still rather humanoid. But you see their
why?
red, beady eyes dotting through the forest.
Why would the Leshies hate me?
As you're
What did I
contemplating
do?
this, the vines are slowly reaching up closer, still attempting to make contact with you. As they
Please
are
don't
now,
hurt me. I'm sorry.
one goes and grabs, and you feel a tight grasp around your
I'm
ankle.
sorry. Just don't. I'm sorry. God, why? Why?
You go and you would attempt to brush it.
No. I just try to like pull away. I'm sorry.
All
Just
right, you
stop.
pull your leg away, but even though you manage to break free from that viney tendril, you see that there are still dozens still starting to grasp around you and are coming close to making contact.
I let it happen.
Right. As your character gets enveloped by the viney tendrils, you feel them slowly start to grasp around you until they tighten further and further, and you see a number of red, somewhat mutilated leshies jump down from the trees, and they slowly start to gather around you with all of their various weapons.
I deserve this. I don't know why, but I'm sorry.
Roll a perception check for me real quick.
25.
Though your vision is blocked by viney tendril almost completely grasping around your entire body, you are almost completely entangled, mummified almost in these vines, but almost momentarily being impaled by these mutilated leshies with their tiny spears. You notice a red streak in the sky. Something, a blazing scarlet red, swoop down, and you see what appears to be someone with blazing hands and blazing scarlet wings in an elegant red robe, casting immense amounts of fire, and all of a sudden the entire floor begins to go ablaze.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Why did you hurt them?
And suddenly all the vines around you begin to crumble and turn to ash, and all the leshies slowly burn and catch on fire until you see the entire landscape becomes a burnt ember red, and everything is ablaze. And before you, you see, standing yourself.
I'm a B word now.
I'm a B word now.
Beautiful.
And with that, the vision of yours fades to black, and there is nothing but a spotlight set upon you.
Me or me?
Upon you, not the
Not
vision you
me,
have of
okay.
yourself.
Not
Okay.
you, but
As
you.
all of everything in your vision dissipates and turns into a void. Nothing
Okay.
but a spotlight illuminating on you. Who's going next?
That was a lot less emotionally traumatizing.
Well,
for
she didn't.
her.
She didn't do as much.
So
She kind of just like,
I wouldn't actually
When in
want
doubt,
to go
do
in
nothing.
the door right away.
okay, what would you want to do first?
Sit there and wait for everybody to go into the doors.
Did we have
Yeah,
a
everyone went into
choice?
their door first.
All right. Before I go in my door,
You'll be the last person.
I
to
turn to
follow.
Lucifer.
Yeah?
You suck. And go in the door.
Emphasis. Got it.
Roll a perception check as you go in the door.
Yes, I do. I'm pretty good at it too.
I'm the best at it.
28.
The best at sucking.
Dish dick.
The best.
You hear the sizzle of water evaporating.
That's my boy.
And the door closes behind you.
Ugwin's his kid, not me.
I don't think it actually be okay.
Handle, you okay? I've never seen Peter laugh so much before in my life. I've heard him laugh. I've never seen him laugh in person so hard. All right, which one of you is going first? You want to continue this, Ugwin?
I mean, we could.
You want to? Okay.
Sure.
All right.
You don't find yourself in any particular one setting. You find yourself in a void black room with a spotlight up before you, but what seems to be flashbacks of previous situations.
Okay.
Down before you, like I said, there are a myriad. You see one time in the bottom left, quite recently, when you were in Lust's Den, you see yourself arguing with Are. You see how she is stubbornly refuting the fact that Darius clearly is here, and clearly we are in Sloth's Den, and there's nothing you can do to argue with her otherwise. And this, you find yourself enraptured in the moment, which seems to last for 20 minutes to almost half an hour, as this infuriating conversation goes nowhere. Even though you know that you're right in the circumstance, you don't let her, you don't blatantly, explicitly state that you are correct in this situation. You see another instance. Back when you were fighting Anuk-Saruk, you see Zana's character running headfirst at the tree, stabbing it multiple times with their dagger. You see Steg standing there as well, obviously. The entire scene laid out before you, as you recall. Wilson laying on the ground, almost unconscious. Zana's character being hoisted up by this great tree. But you standing at a reasonably safe distance, with your summoned creatures doing the brunt of the work. Flawless execution on your behalf, and yet everyone else seems to be failing in some regard. You know that your positioning was, of course, perfect, and there was nothing flawed in your approach to this. You managed to take down almost the entirety of all the zombies that were resurrected by the tree, but yet your compatriots couldn't even handle one measly opponent. You flash back to another time, when all of your compatriots upset at you for making a completely rational decision, as you managed to obtain all of the loot within the crate before you. You opened it perfectly fine, and next to nothing was lost. In fact, you gained access to everything you needed. Yet you were scolded for your brilliance and your high esteem.
I mean, it even could have been a trap.
It could have been a trap, and you took the wizened approach.
It could have been trapped, and I fixed it.
For all you know, it was. It could have been.
Yep.
What a dick.
And then all of these instances fade, and instead, replaced by you or your compatriots, you see a man in a midnight cloak, but the man appears to be you. You fly over all of these obstacles, merely snapping your fingers, and you see as almost all of your issues vanish. Darius before you, the demon you just fought in the last lair, vanishes. He's no longer there. You're able to fly above the entire dungeon of Lust and see all the dotted demons. There were 8 in total, and they would have been paired one by one, but you just fly overhead and snap your fingers as all the problems slowly vanish into dust. The great tree of Anuk-Saruk mindlessly bashing at you. You're shielded by an astral force until you call down a star from the heavens above and smite it where it stands, obliterating it in its entirety, felling it with one great strike. All of your problems, by yourself, were conquested quite easily, until eventually these flashbacks, memories, and potential imaginations all fade, and you are left in nothing but the void, with the spotlight on you.
I'll sit down.
All right. Snow.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, girl.
No.
I clean.
All I want to say is the whole thing with Zana's just made me think of Howl's Moving Castle with the
little dust
slimes.
gremlins or
no,
whatever?
the slime creatures that were chasing after Sophie.
Ah, the witch and the witch.
Yeah, the witches, the Witch of the Wastes minions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me think of.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, Snow. You enter your door, and as you do, you see almost a void of nothing in front of you. As you walk into it, there's but a single spotlight. But before you start to emerge these memories, which you had, you remember all the way back on the first floor, when you were entering the savannah, attempting to find the solution for health potions. As you were all grouped together with your newly found party of you, Wilson, and Clyde, back when it was just the three of you, you had made the expert decision and stayed very safe, and yet Clyde finds himself out in the middle of the tall grass and gets jumped by a giant hyena and is almost instantaneously killed as this thing has his bloodied, mauled body lurched in his shoulder. As you had requested everyone to stay together and stay safe, yet he finds himself out in the middle of the field. The vision fades, and next you see, you're back this time, but in the 5th floor. You find yourselves in a very familiar cave, a very runic scape. You realize this was when you were underneath the deserts of Hattusa. And you see Zana running off ahead of you into this shadowy scape, chasing after the child you once recall as Timothy, trying to go and play with this child who was just been lost in the caves. But you warn her and shout for her to know, and yet she does not heed your call. She does not listen. She goes out forth further, and eventually you recall as you were all trapped in a dark and terrifying room, unable to do anything, entirely inept. You find yourself on the 10th floor, facing the great tree Anuksaruk, as you see Wilson charge head forth. Even though you beckon for him to stop, knowing that he would be charging first into danger, he goes forward anyways and inevitably does fall from his saddle side. As you keep walking forward through all of these distant and somewhat recent memories, you step forth, and around you, you hear rallying cries and screams, the clinking and clashing of metal. You find yourself on a great and open battlefield, a widespread landscape with hundreds of soldiers clashing swords, but all around you, you see your own guildmates, all fighting individually, on their own, separated, far in between everyone. Your guild is not a collective, but rather dotted around the landscape, fighting a massive army.
So everybody's spread out around the field?
Yes, you're in a massive battlefield. There are hundreds of soldiers. You are currently standing behind a castle where it seems as archers are shooting overhead above you, aiming it towards enemies, but there's a large, massive army encroaching in front of you, and you see as there are hundreds of enemy soldiers lining up, coming towards you, almost surrounding you, and yet your guild is all dispersed. You see all of your members. You see Zana, you see Wilson, you see Clyde, you see Tiffany, Grog, Crystal, all fighting valiantly, but spread out, not as a collective or as a unison.
She would shout, Odd Guild, what are you doing?
Your voice gets muttered through the clashing and clanging of swords, and nothing is done. No one responds or heeds your call.
Is Wilson within sight?
Wilson is within sight. He's about 30 feet to your left. But there's dozens of soldiers in between the two of you.
Snow would try to light step.
Okay. You light step over to him.
Mm-hmm. Wilson, what are you doing? Why aren't you with everyone else?
And you see as he is in mid-combat with someone, he's currently attacking them, trying to parry their attacks with his glaive. He's currently in a very close range, which he isn't used to, and he's unable to parry off these assaults, but he doesn't respond.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing here. It's an illusion. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do, honestly. Like, they don't respond. I can't do much here. Like, even if I take my sword, I would take out the rapier and I stab the guy in front of me.
You make impact and you stab him and he falls to the ground.
Oh.
Oh, I just killed a man.
You see as this night and dark black armor falls to the ground and Wilson rushes off and just goes and finds another one to combat, completely ignoring you.
Wow. Well, that was rude. Okay.
But you see as though the majority of your odd guild is getting overwhelmed and pushed back. You see as Crystal literally just gets kicked to the side. Grog is being ganged up on by a number of members and is currently getting slashed to bits and slowly falls down to one knee. Gallahan attempting to jump forward and save his sister Selena, but she gets shot with an arrow in the leg and they both fall to the ground by the side.
Odd? That just got dark.
Eventually, though, in a myriad of all of the soldiers which you are fighting aside, there seems to be a rather large rock, a boulder of sorts, propped up, which seems to stand about head height of all the soldiers. And you see a majestic figure riding a gigantic, large white wolf, donning immaculate silver armor, holding a brilliantly light sword. It seems to be you. This version of you, however, barks orders and commands everyone, and all of a sudden they all line up. They stand together and they regroup. They fall back and retreat, regathering themselves, making a fortified line, and eventually push back all of the enemies. Though you try and beckon towards them and call forth, no one seems to listen to you.
That's normal. Okay.
And the scene fades to black. There's nothing but the void surrounding you, and a white spotlight set upon you. All right, so we're going to go back to Zana. All right, so you're currently in a void with a white spotlight pouring down upon you, which is illuminating your vision.
Cool.
What do you do?
that's emotionally traumatizing. Can I try and walk forward?
Sure.
I walk forward.
As you step forward, you are walking in what seems to be an endless void, and yet the spotlight still seems to follow you, lighting your way.
I finally get my spotlight. I'm going to start to dance.
You start dancing, and yet there's nothing but a void to greet you. And while initially you felt excited by the premise, you realize now that you're just all alone. And while you are dancing, there's no one to watch.
To watch?
And
Yeah.
it feels hollow and empty, almost meaningless.
Book.
You are still very much there as you poke yourself.
Do I I don't know what to do. I mean, I can just waste time here, but I don't really know what to do. What's that? I look at the light.
Mm-hmm. As you look up towards the light, you get momentarily dazzled and blinded, and as you blink and correct your vision, you see before you once again the same two figures of yourself which you saw before.
Oh.
One donning a black hooded cloak and black scarf, seems to be donned in stained black leather armor with multiple needles and vials and knives hung by her side, with almost a utility belt of a myriad of weapons, kunai and chain. She has a number of various weaponry. You see even vials of poison and potions sorts.
Oh, rad.
A useful whip, maybe.
A very useful whip.
Gosh dang it. Oh.
Beside her standing, you see an immensely elegant and refined version of yourself, wearing very ornate jewelry and scarlet reds mixed in with her overwhelming black cloak.
Hi, I'm Zana.
They do not respond, and yet you have more of a feeling, more of an empathic link.
There's Zana too.
You realize that though they are you, you feel almost as if they're better than you, a more progressed state of you.
Yeah.
Something that you aren't, but maybe you could become.
I walk towards them.
So they're standing directly in front of you, but they are 10 feet apart, not standing directly next to one another. Do you walk to any particular one of them?
I walk to the one with the needles and kunai.
All right. So you begin walking up, and the spotlight follows you. And as you walk up to the version of yourself with the assassin's garb, more looking like a rugged ninja with kunai and chain, you reach out and walk up to her.
Can I point?
You can point.
I point at the kunai.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! Weeb.
There's no response.
Oh, man. It is the only way for me to become better to not have a sense of humor? Jeez. Can I also check out my character's butt and see if it looks bootylicious?
It's very well refined, not as flabby as you remember it, but more taut, very large but muscular.
Someone's doing squats.
Never skipped leg day.
That's nice. So I think I know what's going on here. I think I gotta choose one of you, one of me, one of us, to become, or the person that I want to become. And no offense, fancy lady, of me. I mean, you cool. You got your jewelry. You got them boots. All right. But this person, they got kunai. I'm a weeb. And they got a whip. I mean, you look like a cool spellcaster type person. No offense, but this person kind of look. I'm gonna touch the cool assassin. I'm gonna boop her nose.
So as you go to poke at the image of yourself, you see it dissipate, and nothing but at the center of where she was, the only thing left remaining is floating a golden scroll.
Oh, it's another deal. Oh, this is bad because I really don't see any other way of me being useful to the party unless I do something like this. And then, with lust, I gotta be lustful, but with pride, I gotta be prideful. And I'm usually quite self-deprecating. But, I do like to think of myself as better than others. I'm gonna take the scroll and try to read it.
All right, roll linguistics. See what you can read at a -9. In an ancient language which you have never read before.
Yeah, 14 -9. That's 3.
5, but yeah.
Oh, 5. Well,
something about it seems hazy and vaguely translated.
Hey, Pride, do you want to maybe explain this to me? It's kind of cool. Pride? Lucifer?
There is no response.
Hot Daddy!
Still no response.
Is there like anything to sign this with?
So, before you appears a needle right next to the contract, and you see as it is vaguely translated, it gets blurry and it appears almost in common.
What does it say?
It basically states that signing said contract would be a means of getting rid of any current and or long persisting debuffs, as well as you would get a complete overhaul and class change, erasing any previous deals, and yet you would be able to obtain a new deal which would benefit you greatly in your combat prowess. You would get a brand new class, erasing any past failures. You would hearken on a new journey as a new self.
Would I lose Alistair?
Roll a wisdom throw. Let's see what you smart enough to figure that out.
Roll a knowledge game.
Roll a knowledge pathfinder real quick for me that if I change my class, I'll lose my previous class features. It's 14. You're not quite sure.
I'm going to roll up the scroll, put it in my pocket, and I'll take the needle and just, kind of hold it.
Okay, cool. And before you appears a door.
Oh, is that it?
Seems like the same door that you entered from.
I walk out the door.
And you go through and you push the double doors open and you walk back into the same hall as you were before.
Do I see Pride?
Allie! Well, I'm talking to Allie the player. Ari the character.
Special.
You are standing in the
Ari's
void.
garbage.
You're standing in the void of nothingness with a spotlight on you.
Whoa, light. Cool. My bathtub's still here.
Bathtub is gone.
Did they get burned?
No, bathtub in the vision which you recall did not get burned.
Good. Do I see anything?
Just the endless void in the spotlight above you.
Oh, sit down, take a nap.
Sit down, take a nap.
All right, so you take a you take a little sit
sitting.
and you go to take a nap, and you actually successfully sleep for about an hour. Get a good night's rest
Not
there.
much
Dude.
time.
If you were exhausted,
Do you want a
you'd
nap
not
or to
be-
go to sleep?
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, you sleep for about actually 7 hours.
So close. 1 hour
You toss
away.
and turn a little bit, and then you're just like, nah, screw this, and you go back to sleep for the rest of the hour. So you get a full 8 hours rest.
Yes. Victory.
But when you wake up, and every time you woke up during your prolonged rest, you still find yourself in the same situation you were in before, stuck in an endless void with but only a spotlight on you.
I must be very special. What do you want from me, damn it? I'm bored. Lucy? Furry? Bud? What do you want? I do nothing.
You do nothing?
I do nothing.
All right. So inevitably, after what seems like almost a day passes, staring out into the endless void, you've exhausted yourself mentally and physically, running around trying to see if you've been able to access anything and exercised your mind thinking of countless plans and ways in which you might escape until you just lay back and stare into the spotlight above until eventually you are dazzled and blinded and you open back your eyes up once again, blinking slowly. The light starts to fade and you are able to see clearly again, and you see a vision of yourself which you saw before. It's that same self donning a scarlet red cloak, wearing fine jewelry, but this time mounted atop a dragon. And it seems as if she has her hand outstretched and the dragon is eating fire which she is producing.
What?
You're feeding your dragon, woman.
I am the freaking Natsu Christ.
The dragon would be Natsu. You're
can I
feeding
not
the dragon.
Eat its fire?
No, that's not what he said.
Gross.
Garbage dragon.
You see she's wounded and the dragon breathes fire and she's healed.
She got wounded?
But
It's
she does
how?
have a dragon, which she is
Has a
currently
dragon.
petting, and she is tossing it and they're playing with a ball of fire. But this fire seems different from yours. It seems more scarlet, almost with blackened tips as it flickers.
What weird magic is that?
Black magic.
Gallagher won't like me if I'm evil. He's gonna kill me. I'm not going near that thing. I'm as good as I'm ever gonna get. I'm the best. Screw you. I'll get my own dragon. It'll be better than that dragon because it's gonna be the best dragon.
All right.
Gee, I'm trying so hard.
So the vision disappears from in front of you, and before you stands a door.
Walk through it.
You walk through it, and you have once again entered the same hall, which you recall what seemed like a day ago you entered from. And you are
Guys.
back in Pride's chambers.
Do I have a beard? It's been
All right.
years.
Hey, how's it going? Hey,
It's
Handel.
all right.
So, you find yourself in an endless void room with a spotlight on top of you, just as all the others had before you. But for you, this is the first time in experience.
Is Nugget there or no?
No Nugget.
Your entire character's not there.
No Nugget.
I try to summon Nugget.
Yeah, you can't summon Nugget.
Okay.
He's being blocked. Oh, there's something known as a planar anchor, where things cannot access a specific plane. So, you're in an endless void with a spotlight on you.
And no Nugget.
No Nugget. No Nugget with Ugin. It feels like you've lost half of you. There's a giant, large, to be accurate, nugget-sized hole in your heart.
I try to summon Nugget again.
And you go about this attempting 3 different times, just trying in various different locations, wondering if there's just like bad reception or something. But you're unable to get through.
Nugget. What?
What?
Yeah. You want to do anything, bud?
I mean, I guess I'll just... Is the spotlight following me?
Yep. Spotlight's following you. Everywhere you walk, it just stays above and overhead you.
I look up at where it's coming from.
So you look up towards the spotlight, momentarily dazzled. You blink your eyes open and correct your vision, and you're able to see before you the same vision of yourself that you saw in the previous depictions and memories, which got changed. You see a version of yourself donning a midnight cloak, and beside him, you see standing an absolutely massive, towering, 200-foot-tall Compsognathus.
All right. Is he floating?
Yes, he's floating above the ground.
Amazing.
And the Compsognathus seems to fly throughout the void as a majestic space dinosaur. You like the imagery of majestic space dinosaur?
I don't
I love it.
I don't know what to do now.
What do you mean?
I guess I stand there. I don't know.
You just stand there awkwardly?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you willing to do that for?
Probably a few hours.
Yeah, I'll say about like 3 go by until you just see this other version of yourself interacting with what seems also reminiscent but a larger scale of Nugget. They seem to be flying around and poking each other. Nugget's consuming entire giant carcasses of Tyrannoceratops.
Tyrannoceratops.
It's a new type of dinosaur.
Triceratops?
There's a
Crossbreed? Question mark?
Yeah, it's if a T-Rex and a Triceratops had a baby.
I go try to poke Nugget.
And as you go and poke Nugget, he dissipates. But at the center of his being, there seems to be a scroll.
Okay. I'll go read the scroll.
All right, roll linguistics check for me.
No.
Do you know Infernal?
No.
You can try.
Are you trying to read the scroll?
If it's in Infernal, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to look at it like, what?
You open up the scroll and you blink your eyes a couple times and you think, I don't read that language. Bad scroll.
Yeah.
Bad author.
Clearly.
What degenerate writes this? If I can't read it, it's not worth reading. And then the language gets blurry and phased and begins to translate itself.
What does it say?
And it seems to be offering a deal. I'm implying two willing participants, of which the author is willing and only the co-signer needs to agree to the terms and conditions of, but that you would be alleviated of any previous debuffs or contracts, and you would only fall under one new stipulation. You would get a myriad of buffs, and the only thing that you would find is that if you denied or forsake these buffs, that you would lose them. For you specifically, you would able to fly permanently, teleport at will, and also be able to banish people to other planes of existence, as well as your dinosaur would have immense buffs and would get really big really quick.
How do I sign this?
And before you just appears a vial of ink. No quill.
I'm not doing that.
We're not preschoolers.
Give me a quill.
A quill appears.
All right, I sign it.
You sign your name?
Yeah.
Dope. Okay, cool. We'll discuss later.
Okay.
All right, Snow. You find yourself in an empty void with a beam of spotlight pouring down upon you, much like everyone else previously.
Okay. She looks around a little bit. Hello?
Echo.
So I assume I am alone in here, except for, Lucifer listening in. She kind of just looks around and then finally just looks up because there's nothing else going on.
You stare around the endless void until eventually you look up at the spotlight, momentarily dazzled by the bright light, and you blink until before you is standing the same vision of yourself. On a majestic, large white wolf you are mounted, and You are adorned with a glistening silver armor, and you are holding a glistening sword as well. The light seems to penetrate and perpetrate the darkness in the void, and you almost seem as if you are as bright as the sun itself, creating your own galaxy.
She is the center of the world. The world revolves around her.
Wait, you mean the center of the universe?
Gravity!
Once there was nothing, and then there was light.
And then there was snow.
Because snow was the light.
I cast fireball.
You are the fireball.
So that visage of you that you saw once before, so confidently able to earn the respect of your guild and rally them all together and vanquish the foe which you saw before you, stands before you once again.
She walks up towards her and stands in front of her for a moment. I might not have a lot of pride in myself, that's for certain. Or my skills, or my looks, or my talents. I could go on. There's a long list I've got here. But this is something I can do on my own. I don't need this. And if you're trying to make a deal with me, it's a no-go on me. I'm sorry, but I have at least the confidence in my friends to make good decisions and to help me along the way. I really hope they're making good decisions right now. I believe they will. I really hope they're making good decisions right now.
Handel's just so proud of himself right now. I'm making a great decision. Big nugget. Big nugget.
Thank you for the offer, but no thanks. I'm good.
And the visage of yourself dissipates. And before you materializes a door.
I go out the door.
All right. Everyone for me, please roll a perception check.
Snow walks out. Immediate things she says as soon as she walks out. I hope everyone made a good decision today.
7 perception.
14.
16.
All the ladies were on the left side, and none of the ladies have yet signed a deal. Congratulations.
Yet.
Did you pocket your scroll?
Oh, heck yes.
Okay.
And I held the needle.
You have the needle in your hand.
Yes.
Okay, so you walk out of the room with the needle.
I do want to sign this. I just want to ask for more clarification because I can't read it.
Okay, sure. Yep. So you have a needle currently in your hand, and your scroll is currently in your pocket. But Snow, you look to your left, and you see both Ra standing there, like she was before, but Zana seemingly has a needle in her hand, interestingly enough.
Do I see?
But standing on the other side is a much more concerning lineup. You two as well. So standing on the other side of you, Snow, directly across from you, is Wilson, but standing taller and straighter than you remembered. And you see, as he is wearing a necklace emanating a green hue of light once more, you notice that he has donned Nurgle's necklace once again.
Kill soon.
And yet that isn't the most disturbing
Oh, God.
of everything.
No.
You see Clyde.
Oh.
This is going to be beautiful.
As he, for some reason, has something similar almost to Nurgle's necklace on. He is wearing a red necklace made of black metal, but glowing a very bright crimson. He is standing up much straighter and taller as well, and seems to have an air of confidence around him. And the most alarming of all, there's currently a massive space dinosaur whose head is currently touching the ceiling of the room we are currently in. And you see Ugwin walking out, proud and majestic, donned in a galaxy-styled cloak. The only thing that still maintains a semblance of normalcy is Galahad walking out proudly from his door.
I am so pissed. As a character.
And that's where we're going to end it for today's episode of Sword Art Online Odd. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Sword Art Online Odd, Season 2, Episode 25. I hope you all had fun, and if you have any critiques or any input you would like to add into this story, this would be a great time, as there's a little bit of unwritten content, but a lot of fun things to go around for everyone. So I hope you stay tuned to see the myriad of goodies everyone shall receive. So thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. And if you guys have been enjoying the podcast, please consider leaving us a review on iTunes or Podchaser. We're all gonna die. Besides the point, if you guys would like you to support us, do so through Patreon. You know, the link's in the description of the episode below. And also, if you want to console me as I'm about to have a mental breakdown, please join us in the Discord where we can all play video games and pretend this never happened. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.